Welcome to What's Happening, a program which focuses on local events here within the City of Lynn. Here with me today to talk about My Brother's Table and their summer party event coming up on August 14th, held at Spinelli's on Route 1. We have Leslie Greenberg. It's important to recognize Leslie because she is the program chair. She's basically one of the bigwigs in coordinating this event. This is one of My Brother's Table's biggest events. It's important to recognize My Brother's Table is a nonprofit organization. Now, you guys are privately funded, meaning that you don't get any government or federal aid. You're not part of United Way. You guys have been around since 1982. When you first opened your doors, you were open 3 days a week. You'd serve 75 to 100 people on a daily basis. Now you've been open for over 10,000 consecutive days. You're open every single day, 2,500 volunteers annually. Now, one person who stood out to me, there's actually a plethora of of founders over there, but Nancy Ryan stood out to me because she had an interesting story to kind of generate some interest and get this going. She was looking out her bedroom window and she saw in the cemetery a few homeless people trying to cook their can of beans over an open fire, and that was her moment of zen. That's when she turned over and she said something needs to be done about this. At that time, government aid was drying up, so it was important that we addressed this. My Brother's Table sets out to address the nutritional needs of the hungry. Leslie Greenberg, you are the program chair of the summer party. You've been involved with My Brother's Table since forever, probably since it's opened its doors or soon after then. Let's talk a little bit about you. How'd you get involved?
Well, I was actually working with another group, and we wanted to get the word of health care and how people could get health care. So I came down when they had their building was on Union Street, and I talked to people about health care and so forth. And that I saw the way things were taken care of. It's become my charity of choice. And I've been involved with the city for 45 years in doing many different advocacy programs. I liked the way My Brother's Table, I've worked as a volunteer. I've been on the board, I've been the president, the vice president. In the last few years, I've taken over as program chair, and the money goes to the right places.
You know what's cool is that you were involved at all different levels. You were in charge at one point, you were a volunteer at one point, and that's important to recognize because not a lot of people are willing to give up authority. But it doesn't even seem like that's something that you guys are focused on. It really is all about the hungry. Now, this event that you guys have coming up, August 14th, at Spinelli's on Route 1, this is an annual party that you have. Now, you're a big part behind this. Tell us about the success you guys had in the past. This was one of your bigger events.
Well, the summer party is actually our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it's a marvelous event with all kinds of food. Your $65 ticket will include food and music and wonderful food from all the local restaurants around the area, at least 10 or 12. And we also have one of the best silent auction around.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, we have different people that have, tickets. Maybe they have tickets for the Red Sox, and they'll give us that. I have a friend that's an attorney, and she did offered estate planning last year. There'll be jewelry. Sometimes there's a trip. It's just people are very generous, and if people cannot make it to the event, but they would like to donate a gift certificate, maybe from a restaurant or something that they have, or if they just happen to have some tickets lying around for a game, it would be wonderful. But I have to say that Spinelli's, in the past, we've had it at a few different places, but I really want to do a shout out to Spinelli's because they're basically donating everything for us, and that will be savings for us, but also more money to put back into the table.
Right. That's pretty interesting. That, I mean, these guys are willing. I mean, this is a business, right? And here in America, it's about survival of the fittest. The guy who's willing to do the most. But you still have organizations out there donating. As a private well, I mean, I don't know if you guys, yeah, you're a private nonprofit. You're privately funded. So that means that you're not getting any government aid. It must be a huge, huge endeavor to go from business to business to business to business to business. Highlight the value that My Brother's Table goes, not only every single year, but since 1982.
Absolutely.
Have you ever played a role in that?
I love going out and asking people for money, so we have our ad book. This was from last year, and it's a great ad book, plenty of ads. I suggest to people that they should buy an ad, and if they want to get in touch with the table, they can call us at 781-595-3224. They can buy tickets for $65 a piece, but if you get a $200 ad, which is the smallest ad, you get your 2 tickets with it. I've done that for years. And I just want to add that My Brother's Table also has a clinic. It has a health clinic there on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
Sometimes they have groups that come in and perform. They have art therapy. And it's a place not just to feed people, but for people to feel like they're welcome, that they can come in and they see their friends. We get a lot of families that come in there, a lot of the working poor.
Yeah, the types of people that go in there, it's definitely notable. It's not just the hungry, like you were talking about before the show. Sometimes it's people who are lonely, people are down on their luck, they're in a circumstance where not a lot of us find ourselves in. Tell us about some of the people you've met.
Oh, well, that's one of my favorite things, is to go out and schmooze around and talk to people. I've actually seen a lot of students. I worked in special ed at Lynn English High School, and I see a lot of students that come in that haven't quite found their way, or students that come in that have children. And my husband has seen people that have come in down on their luck, that work for a big company, and they're down on their luck. And I know some people that come in there just because they're all alone, and they like to come in just for the friendship, and because you always feel welcome when you're at the table.
Now, we got about less than 3 minutes left. I want to take this time to talk about how people can get involved. But real quick, I want to do a real quick recap. My Brother's Table, www.mybrothersTable.org. You guys are located at 98 Willow Street. Now, the number, you guys are actually open Monday through Friday.
Yes.
At 11:45 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then you open again for dinner, 5:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. Also on Saturday and Sundays, you guys are open from 2:30 to 4:15 p.m. So there's plenty of ways to find out information about My Brother's Table if you're interested. But if you're looking to get involved, Leslie, let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, we can always use volunteers, whether it be to serve or maybe to come into the office and help out and stuff envelopes. Send out the invitations for the party, and during the year that there's other events going on. There's always something that we can plug somebody into, and that they can come in and help, and you feel good when you do it.
Yeah, it definitely does give you that sense of, hey, you've done your end. So I just want to say thank you for doing what you do. When it comes to Lynn guys, as you hear, so I'm a Lynn guy. Leslie, you're a top tier Lynn guy, without a doubt. I just want to point that out.
Thank you.
Leslie Greenberg with My Brother's Table, located at 98 Willow Street. You can reach them at www.mybrothersTable.org. That's it for this episode of What's Happening from the studio here at LynnCAM TV. I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.